Welcome to the On Deck podcast presented by LineStar. I'm Shannon Sommerville here with Tyler Wiemann, about to break down a huge slate of games today in daily fantasy baseball. Have yourself a day, fantasy baseball fans. We'll help you out with some of our plays for today. We'll take you through the top-owned pitchers and some of the stacks that are going down today, and maybe some value plays as well. We'll also have some prop bets for you and our home run calls, as always. But the storyline of the day is the streak is finally over. The Angels have won a baseball game, people. They finally broke the streak thanks to Shohei Ohtani. Man, Showtime delivered.
Put them on his back, carried them, and then Velasquez just finally knocked it over the wall.
So they got that monkey off their back, finally. 14 games. That was a franchise record losing streak for the Angels. But get this, they're only 2.5 games back from the wild card. So, hey, anything can happen. And when you're looking at some of the other storylines, hey, the Braves are streaking. 8 straight wins for them. 6.5 games out of first in the NL East. Oh, hey, are we having a repeat season of last year? What's going on?
And the Mets are struggling and beat up a little bit.
And
Braves are coming up quick.
The Phillies haven't lost since they fired Joe Girardi.
Yes,
so
that is very true.
Lots of things happening.
Tony La Russa needs to go next.
Well, so this whole losing streak thing had me thinking about, especially when the Angels resorted to playing Nickelback songs for their walk-up music, and that didn't work. So what are some of the craziest things players have done to kind of break slumps? Well, of course, I'm familiar with a few of the Yankees ones, and Jason Giambi wore a gold thong. Got to do what you got to do.
Interesting.
Mark Teixeira, wore 2 socks, which is a little more conservative route, like two different socks.
Oh, I was going to say, does he not normally wear socks?
2 different ones. Sorry I got to clarify there. But some weird, baseball players are a superstitious bunch. So you got to change things up, whether it be the guy who takes out the lineup card, everything's got to change when you are in a slump. So, not that you're ever in a slump for the Tacos adult league softball team, but if you were, what would you do?
Man, I don't know.
Gotta think about it.
I do have to think about it.
I mean, I think you just got to change up either the playlist or the pregame rituals.
Yeah.
Do something a little different just to get your mind off of things. Maybe play a little, like we were saying, I love that playing kids music because it's just kind of funny, loosens you up a little bit.
Little SpongeBob walk-up song.
Yeah. I'll get that for you next time at the
appreciate that.
Adult League Softball. All right, enough of that. Let's get to today's slate. Okay, we got a lot to get to here. With our pitchers for today, we're going to take you through the high-owned guys first, and we're first going to start with Padres righty Joe Musgrove going up against the Rockies today. He's 36% owned on DraftKings, 29% owned on FanDuel, and he is LineStar's top projected pitcher. And he flirted with his second no-hitter last week, 1-hit shutout ball against the Brew Crew. He's allowed just 1 run in his last 21 frames. That's just insane. And recently there was a poll done by who are the Cy Young winners if it were decided today, and it would in fact go to Joe Musgrove and our boy Nasty Nestor.
Yes, Musgrove definitely should be in the running of that. He is a legitimate ace this year, and I'm not saying that just as a Padre fan.
Sure. Yeah. He's been solid, though.
You just said there
was
a poll.
You're right.
It wasn't just me.
1.64 ERA, 197 average. So the stats do back that up.
They do. And 2.77 FIP. So it's not like he's just been getting lucky. He's been a legitimate, solid pitcher. 25% K rate. Only a 25% hard contact rate, which is the really interesting point. It's very low. Hitters aren't really putting the bat on the ball very well against him. And Colorado is bottom 5 versus righties. And strikeout 21.4%. So it's a nice little matchup. And if we bring it back to 2001, do you know what Musgrove's average is against Colorado at home is?
At home. Okay. Below 200?
3 games. Yes.
Below 200.
Three games, he went 6 innings, 9.3 Ks.
Okay.
And an earned run average allowing 0.33 earned run per game.
Okay.
So what's that? Is earned run average is below 1? Not bad.
Why are you asking me about math questions?
I don't know.
You know better than to do that, but still, he's just been kind of lights out, and
He had a great history against Colorado. Makes total sense that everybody else is going here. Yeah.
Now, is it worth fading him because he's so high owned?
Now it's a 15-game slate. So
yeah, I mean,
there's a lot of chance another pitcher does really well.
Yeah.
So anybody on this slate is totally fadeable.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
You probably don't need to worry about getting too different because there are so many games.
Right. Good point.
It's really going to stretch out kind of ownership across the board.
Yes. Good call. How about Braves righty Spencer Strider going up against the Pirates today in Atlanta? Love this story about Spencer Strider. He's just been awesome. Former Clemson Tiger. He's 36% owned today on DraftKings and 14% owned on FanDuel. Last outing, 1 earned run on 2 hits and 4 innings pitched versus the Rockies, 5 strikeouts. Okay, he's got a nice mustache going. He does Seinfeld impressions. He also throws 100 miles an hour. That helps too.
He has some great stuff.
So, what do we like about him for today? Besides, Pirates are not very good at it.
Can he limit walks, though?
Okay.
That is his issue. 6.2 walks per 9 over his last couple starts. So that's really kind of the story here. If he can limit walks, he's going to have a great day. If he can't, he might not be too efficient, may not go far into the game. He did finally get up to 87 pitches last start.
Yeah, they've been stretching him out a little.
Again, only made it to 4 innings, though. So that is his issue.
Right.
But there is huge K upside. 35.7% K rate over his first 2 starts. Combined K rate is the highest
today.
on the slate. 30%.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 30%. Pirates strike out 25%. Bottom tier offense. So it's a good play. The issue is the control. Can he keep it under control or not?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how you keep a 100-mile-an-hour fastball. That's crazy. He just does it so consistent. He throws some gas.
There is only a few starters that can consistently do 100 in the major leagues too.
That's pretty crazy.
Bunch of relievers, not many starters.
Yeah, that's pretty nuts. All right, let's take a look at Yankees. Luis Severino going up against the Cubs today. He's 28% owned on DraftKings, 25% owned on FanDuel. 2.95 ERA for Sevy, 2.04 opponent average. Pretty good numbers there. Last outing combined on a 1-hitter against the Tigers. Granted, it was against the Tigers, and they haven't been that good. But, the Cubs haven't been that awesome either.
Yeah,
they're kind of
average.
Meh.
They're meh.
They're
meh. Fine.
They're fine.
But Yankees pitching has just been insane.
So good.
It is crazy. And Sevy seems to be back. 32% K rate over the last 5, 3.38 FIP. He looks great. Cubs are average versus righties, strike out at 23%. So there's some upside here. A little lower owned than good old Musgrove and Strider, but he's in a good spot.
So a nice play here.
Yeah.
For the Yankees. Got to go Yankees.
Yeah. Only issue is
pitcher.
that the wind's blowing out and it's warm weather.
Hitter-friendly weather in the Bronx. So let's take a look at some lower-owned pitchers, see where you can find some leverage. Today, we're starting with Blue Jays righty Jose Berrios. He's at Detroit today, 19% owned on DraftKings, 17% owned on FanDuel. Looking at his numbers, 5.24 ERA, 7.28 ERA on the road. So he does do a lot worse on the road. 3.13 opponent average on the road. He is coming off his best performance of his career, basically. 2 earned runs on 3 hits, 7 innings pitched, career high, 13 strikeouts against the Twins. So coming off of that outing, maybe he's kind of found his stuff and he's going to.
Yeah, I'm hoping he found his stuff a little bit. He's also going against Detroit, who is the worst versus righties in the league. Strikeout 25%. And in 66 plate attempts versus Detroit, they're hitting 197 against him with a .066 ISO. So they're not hitting him hard, not getting on base. It's definitely a really good matchup for him. Now, the thing with Berrios is he does have a 4.3 FIP. So he may be getting a little bit unlucky with that ERA. 25% K rate, so there's upside here.
Yeah.
But he's cheap.
Yeah, and, the Yankees, look at what their starting pitchers did to the Tigers.
Yeah,
And
I mean, the Tigers are bad.
Just not a great
The
offense
Meadows just came back, which will help their offense, but he hasn't really got in his stride yet again. So
nice play there.
Not a bad
Lower
one.
ownership, so love to see that. All right, Phillies righty Kyle Gibson. He's going up against the D-backs today, and he is only 3% owned on DraftKings, 2% owned on FanDuel. 4.40 ERA, though, and 256 opponent average. Righties are hitting him a little bit harder, 280. He did get shelled by the Angels last time out, 5 earned runs in 3 1/3. Bit of a risky play here, but going up against a D-backs team that really hasn't been hitting the ball very well.
Yeah, and that's part of it. The D-backs below average against righties. They strike out at 24%, so they do strike out a lot. Gibson has some strikeout stuff. Not overpowering strikeout stuff, though. 21.6% K rate, 3.46 FIP. He does have a 5-star LineStar alert score, though, today.
Nice.
And he is much better at home, 3.48 ERA at home and a 230 opponent average. So I do like him. He is risky. He hasn't shown a huge upside this year except for his first start. But I think it could show up again here today.
Yeah, one of the commenters on our YouTube the other day said that they like to take one of the cheapest pitcher and then just load up on bats. And I was asking if that was a good, if that had a winning strategy.
Worked out for him.
Yeah. So
yeah, I mean, it can.
Different ways to play things, I guess.
Doing that, you're essentially going to get different.
Yeah.
Every time too, and. With the pitchers today, outside of the higher owned expensive guys, I didn't really love the other expensive guys. That's why pretty much the whole low owned list is cheap guys. So you can take one of the high owned expensive guys, one of the cheap low end guys, and you're going to be different. Do whatever you want with hitters.
Yeah. That's hey, you got to play it a little bit differently to win some of these bigger contests, right?
Yep. Now this next one I like a lot.
All right.
It's interesting.
A little risky.
Yes.
Pirates righty Roansy Contreras going up against the Braves today. 4% owned on DraftKings, 2% owned on FanDuel, so not many people flocking there. But he's got a 1.93 ERA, 1.86 opponent average. Granted, he does have a 4.66 ERA on the road. What are you liking about this particular play?
There is major upside here.
Okay.
So they're going against Atlanta, who versus righties is below average, but over the last month has been striking out 27%, which is the highest rate in baseball versus righties. Contreras, on the other hand, 30% K rate over his last 5 starts. So there's a ton of upside. He has the second highest combined K rate on the slate, and he's only 6,700 on DraftKings. I think it was 7,500 on FanDuel. And so it's a high variance matchup. Right. Braves have been hot, so it is scary.
Yeah, going up against the Braves bats right now, probably what's scaring people away from.
Yeah, but he's been very good, and there is a lot of upside in the K department.
Strikeouts for sure, definitely. Awesome play there. So let's take a look at some stacks. See how we can load up on some of our hitters today. The high-owned stacks. Let's start off with the Brewers at Nationals, going up against the righty Eric Fetty for them. 4.88 ERA for him. 2.75 opponent average. Last time he faced the Brewers was actually just a couple weeks ago, and he gave up 2 earned runs on 4 hits and 5 2/3. So just meh.
Yeah.
Kind of a day.
Fetty is one of those pitchers where I feel like every time he pitches, we're bringing him up. And it's because he's a meh pitcher. He's slightly below MLB average, probably. 4.44 FIP on the year, 1 home run. Where he's really getting in trouble is the walks. He's walking 4.4 per 9. And the other thing is that he hasn't allowed a ton of hard contact. His hard contact rate is only 26%. So it's only 1% above what Musgrove is, who we have him as an elite pitcher, So he hasn't been awful.
Okay.
I understand why people are stacking against him. Brewers are pretty good offensively, and Fetty's not great. So,
but it sounds like This is one that you lean
I'm not
more
sold
towards
on
a
it.
fade situation.
Yeah.
All right. Well, how about the Blue Jays going up against Detroit righty Elvin Rodriguez? And when you look at his numbers, you can see why people are going to those Blue Jays bats today. He's got a 10.13 ERA, 3.08 opponent average. Last time out, he gave up 10 earned runs on 11 hits against the Yankees. So Blue Jays bats, a lot of people going there today.
Yeah. The first thing I saw was 3.4 home runs per 9. And it's against Toronto. So you got to instantly kind of look at that.
Yeah.
47% hard hit rate, opponent 308 average. Now, the one thing I would need to throw in here, though, is he's only had 4 starts. Yeah, and one of them was that last outing against the Yankees where he gave up 10 runs. You take that out, and he's still been bad.
Yeah.
But
not
it's like a 6 ERA, not a 10.
Sure.
But Blue Jays are hot, and giving them any advantage right now is not a good thing. Yeah, so I think people going towards Toronto makes total sense. Mm-hmm. And on FanDuel, it looks like they're going to be by far and away the highest owned stack.
And the sports books looks like they're backing Blue Jays bats as well, because I was looking at props for them, and it's terrible value, minus. Like everyone's going in on Blue Jays bats today. So not as much value from the sports books prop side of things, but definitely could help you in daily fantasy though still. Yep. Let's take a look at some low-owned stacks, try to find some value. Today, we're talking about the Royals going up against Orioles lefty Bruce Zimmerman, who's got a 4.87 ERA, a 2.96 opponent average. Righties are batting over 300 against him, and he gives up a ton of home runs, as we've seen in a couple outings where he gave up, I think, over 4 or 5 home runs in a game.
11 home runs in his last 5 starts.
Okay. So definitely can give up some home runs. Yeah. So Royals might be a nice play here.
Yeah. I mean, Bruce Zimmerman has a FIP of 8.4 over the last 5 starts. So it's not like he's just getting unlucky. He's just been bad. Mm-hmm. He has 4 straight starts of 4 earned runs or more. Like I said, 11 home runs over those 5 starts. On the season, though, it's 2 home runs per 9. So he's been a little bit better on the season. And then on the road, 5.74 ERA, 12 home runs in 26 innings. That's 0.46 home runs per inning that he's giving up on the road.
Wow.
With a 320 opponent batting average. There's warm weather. Mm-hmm. I can't see how Casey doesn't score some runs today.
Right. Okay. Great play there. Let's talk about the Mariners going up against Red Sox lefty Rich Hill, who's actually got some decent numbers, but 4.40 ERA, 2.43 opponent average. What do you like about Mariners bats today?
Well, one thing is they're at home. Okay. And they have been way better at home. They're the best league. They're best
Which
offense
baffles me,
in the league
considering where they play.
Totally. And Dick Mountain hasn't got really deep into games. You knew I had to throw that in there.
Of course. What's your favorite nickname there?
And the Boston bullpen is bad. So looking at Rich Hill, 4.23 FIP, 1.2 home runs per 9. But in 36 plate attempts against the Mariners, 333 average and 3 home runs. So it's 1 home run in every 12 at bats. Mm-hmm.
I was just looking up online to see what his nickname was on. I couldn't remember what it was on MLB.com, and it's Field of Genes, like genes, his DNA genes. But
his MLB.com.
I don't know what that means, so I gotta do some deep diving on the Rich Hill nickname here. All right,
I'm telling you, it's Dick. No.
But we're stacking against him today.
Yes,
with the Mariners. All right, so some great plays for you there. Anyone else you're looking at for today?
Yeah, you got to look at the Yankees. Wind's blowing out to the short porch. It's warm. Miley's coming off the IL, so we don't really know how deep he's going to go in. Does look like he should be fully stretched out. He had 1 minor league start, and he went like 80-something pitches. Then Baltimore looks good. The Padres. I do like the Padres and White Sox.
All right, so some great plays there.
Yeah.
If you are watching us on YouTube, be sure to comment. Let us know who you're taking today, or if you're taking any of our suggestions, let us know. Be sure to also check out LineStarApp.com. Find out how you can optimize your own lineup by using our app. Be sure to check it out. Now let's move along to our home run calls for today. Who's going yard on this Friday? Who you got?
We are going with Salvador Perez versus Bruce Zimmerman, who I am re-nicknaming to Bomberman.
Okay.
He has given up 11 home runs in 5 starts. 10 of the 13 have been to righties, and 12 of the 13 home runs have been on the road. He is on the road today. Perez is a righty. He's going to go yard, and he's hitting 300 with 2 home runs in the last week.
Just don't say that nickname in TSA.
Nope.
It'll be good. All right, I'm going with the king of the short porch today, Anthony Rizzo. Great story here in the Bronx as he's facing his former team, the Cubs, for the first time since being traded last July. So I got to go with him. I think there's going to be some extra motivation in the form of maybe a little revenge. You got to stick it to your old squad, right? He's had 3 home runs in the past week. That's another reason to go with him. And even though we're not really sure what to expect in terms of Wade Miley, and I don't love the lefty-lefty matchup with that one, the Cubs bullpen does allow the second most home runs in Major League Baseball right now, so I like that. And I think the king of the short porch delivers a bomb against his former team. That is at plus 380 today. Also, I kind of like Giancarlo as well, so that's one I'm keeping an eye on as well. And I'm liking some of the Rizzo props today out there. There's a lot of plus money that are available, so take a look at it. And now we move along to our prop bets, and we have a cool promo for you to take advantage of right now. We're going to include the link below to Prize Picks, and if you sign up for Prize Picks below, use the promo code BETFULLY, and we will match your first deposit up to $100 free money. Take advantage, link below, and you can hop in on these prop bets that we've got coming your way. So prop bets for today on this Friday. Where are you headed today?
I am going to the Mariners with Julio Rodriguez over 1.5 total bases. Julio's hitting 340 versus lefties with a 500 slugging, and he's facing Rich Hill, who has not been good versus righties. And the bullpen's bad. The other thing I will want to mention about with Prize Picks, they have a great prop on Julio Rodriguez, which is 0.5 runs or RBIs. So
That's
I would
awesome.
nail the over on that one.
There you go. That's like free money right there.
That with the Tatum,
Like to see it.
the Tatum special they have
Yeah, a little
today, which
NBA
is
action.
over 0.5 points.
Get in on
It's
it.
free money.
All right. So my first inclination for prop bets today was to take a look at the Toronto bats. However, I didn't love the value that I was getting there in terms of all those lines. So then I took a look at a good old reliable Paul Goldschmidt, who's just been solid for me in the prop department, and over 1.5 bases as at plus 135. So I had to get in on this, even though he's facing the Reds pitcher, Luis Castillo, who's really good. He's a great pitcher. Goldie actually has a pretty good average against him, and he's had 3 home runs against him in 36 at-bats for an 853 OPS, so some good batter versus pitcher data there to support that. Also, Goldie's batting 394 at home, okay? 393 in the last 30 days. You're telling me there's a plus money prop for a guy who's got those numbers? Are you kidding me? Prize Picks has this prop at over 8 fantasy points, and I like that one as well. So take advantage, click the link below, and use the promo code BETFULLY to get $100 matched on your first deposit. Take advantage of that. A few weather notes for you today to just keep an eye on. Yankee Stadium, warm weather, 80 degrees, 9-mile-an-hour winds out to the short porch. Truist Park in Atlanta, also pretty warm, 83 degrees there. So good hitter weather. Some maybe chances of rain. We're looking at Cleveland, which has a 32% chance of rain, but that does go down, so shouldn't be too much of an issue. Cincinnati at St. Louis could be a little troublesome. Light to moderate rain in the area. Delay is possible in that one. So just keep an eye on things as you look to build your lineups throughout the day and place some bets. And yeah, so that's our show for today. If you have any comments or you just want to give Tyler a hard time about his slump busting, you got to give him a slump busting ritual, I guess.
I mean, we just all need to see your TikTok dance this weekend.
I mean, it happens not only to hitters, but to people who are betting as well. So we always need to be prepared with a slump busting ritual when the occasion calls. Right. You know what I'm saying?
So if I lose, how many props in a row? Then I'll do the
then
TikTok dance
then
to
you'll
get
do
out of it.
Yes. Okay. So we should probably do, I'll say 5 in a row. If you lose 5 props
That's
in a
a lot.
row.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
I don't think so either. We need to maybe make that a little harder.
Nope,
Okay.
nope.
We
Five's
got to
good.
get him to do
Five's
the,
good.
And then he'll have to do the jiggle.
Jiggle,
My money
jiggle.
don't, was it my money don't jiggle?
Yeah,
It folds.
it folds.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just checking. All right. That's enough for us today. Have a great weekend. Best of luck to you if you're betting, and we'll see you guys next week. Have a good one.
Thanks. Bye.